Well, joining us now from somewhere else is Micheal Goldman. He has links with South Africa. I gather he lectures at Gibbs, but he is a US-based professor at the moment in San Francisco, an expert on sports management. We talked to him not a long time ago about the FIFA issue, the corruption issue last week. Now, of course, the news is that Sepp Blatter, the head of FIFA, has resigned. Having been re-elected, he's obviously come under pressure. Micheal, good evening to you. Did you expect Sepp Blatter to go?
Good evening, David. No, I think this certainly came against the grain of what everyone's expecting and the noises we were hearing out of FIFA. But certainly over the last 24 hours, the heightened focus on that $10 million alleged payment via FIFA head office by South Africa to the Americas has put a lot more pressure on FIFA head office and the links to Jerome Falk and perhaps to Blatter. So I think that, as well as the ongoing conversations around the indictment and the media storm here in the US, perhaps has placed a lot of pressure on Blatter to consider his future in the organization. There
must have been also people in FIFA who have decided that they need to have a word with him and to say that he can't enjoy support further. What's interesting is that this $10 million, which was alleged to have been routed to the West Indies, a payment on behalf of South Africa by FIFA to get a vote, that now seems to be, when we talked about it last week, that was just one of the things. It seems to be at the center of this scandal now, at least the allegation of it.
It certainly is, and it's the one key aspect in that 160-page indictment by the Department of Justice that makes some connection to FIFA head office in Switzerland. Most of the other allegations around corruption and bribery really relate to CONCACAF and CONMEBOL and soccer and football activities in the Americas. That payment, alleged payment by South Africa, was the one that really did connect to Switzerland, and I think that's become a big focus. Certainly, to your point, I think Platini and UEFA and many of the football associations around the world that didn't vote for Blatter in the first round, where he came 7 votes short, I think that was an additional pressure that challenged him to think about whether he had the full support of the family, of the FIFA family, as he headed into his fifth term.
Micheal, looking at the South African reaction, has that been widely reported in the US? And we had the sports minister on TV last week almost regarding it as a joke, the allegation, and saying, is this suitcases at airports were full of cash, it's like a movie, it's like the mafia. But it has to be taken seriously, and this has not been resolved, and the allegation hasn't yet been refuted.
Certainly, it's been interesting to look at the media response in Western Europe and the US regarding this alleged payments from South Africa. And I think American media and American soccer fans have been trying to understand exactly how this may have played out and what the motives were in this case. And this idea of the African Diaspora Legacy Program and how South Africa could be contributing to a World Cup to the development of football in another region in the Americas, as some would argue, is more developed than many of the football associations in Africa. And so lots of questions being asked and lots of American media trying to understand exactly how these connections are being made.
Well, that's certainly not going to go away for a while. That was Micheal Goldman. Thanks, Micheal, for joining us, assistant professor at San Francisco University.